The heroes land in Stalingrad right in front of Nikolai piloting the Manticore. Nikolai took a drink of vodka and resumed killing, not caring if the heroes were in his way, but a dragon grabbed him, flew off, and tossed him aside. The zombies' eyes turned red, for Monty was watching their fight in the Battle of Gorod Krovi with intent to intervene. As the heroes fought zombies, Russian Mangler soldiers, and Valkyrie drones, they discussed their troubles, including the trip to get the blood vials.
So, Richtofen, are we going to talk about the blood?
You can, if you want. So I don't imagine it will be a particularly riveting conversation.
You took us on a little whistle-stop tour of some other locations. Said we all needed the blood vials.
I was right. This subject is very boring. Can we talk about something else?
Okay. Maybe you start telling me about your endgame. Specifically, what you plan to do with all our souls rattling around in the summoning key.
The house. We have to get to the house. We'll be there soon.
You mentioned the house as if we have the faintest idea what you're talking about.
The house. Didn't I tell you? It's where we'll be safe. Forever and ever.
Tell me something, and give me a straight answer, or I swear I'm gonna punch you in the gumballs. Now, whose idea was this plan of yours?
I really don't know. I'm getting confused again. Are you ready to face your own demons, Nikolai? Are you prepared for what lies ahead?
What lies ahead? Say what you mean, German. You are referring to the fate of my eternal soul.
Your soul is not in danger, Nikolai. The summoning key will contain it. Keep it safe.
For what purpose? I have yet to hear you explain what you plan to do when you have our souls.
The madness around you will not last forever, Nikolai. I have told you before, everything I do has purpose. I aim to make things better. For all of us.
I have long since given up trying to make sense of your riddles, Richtofen. War is all I will ever truly understand. You have not explained the purpose behind our last journey. You know what I am referring to.
I'm going to have to ask you to trust me, Nikolai. The less we speak of the blood, the better. It's supposed to be a secret. Trust me, Nikolai. The plan will succeed. Do not worry your ugly little Russian head any further. Doctor's orders.
You are an impossible creature, Richtofen. I have a terrible feeling that even you do not know why you do the things you do.
I fear the instability around us reflects the instability within Nikolai's mind. I am wary of what this day may bring.
Nikolai is stronger than you realize, Takeo. You do not know what he has endured in the past. I do.
You have spoken many truths that have come to pass, Richtofen. It is clear to me that we are bound by destiny. So, will you tell me what our future holds?
No. Such knowledge is a burden that only I can bear.
What happens if our mission is incomplete? What happens if we fail to recover the other Nikolai?
Failure is a thing of the past, Takeo. I have experienced it time and time again, but no more. We will complete our mission.
Long ago, you told me I would hear voices, and that I should trust them.
Yeah, Takeo. You will hear voices. Even ones that will not always speak to me.
What purpose for the blood vials? The ones we retrieved after our journey to the island?
Worry not. Their true purpose will become clear. Assuming it comes to that. Which I hope it won't.
How's it feel to be back on your old stomping ground, Nikolai? Bring back memories?
This is not something I remember. The Russia I knew was not plagued by giant dragons.
Dragons, robots, and flesh bags aside, you should at least know your way around the area, right?
Why do you assume I know my way around? Just because I am Russian? Draw me map of fucking Chicago!
Stay cool, Nikolai. We won't be here any longer than we need to be. We just need to deal with, well, you.
You did not need to explain pattern, Dempsey. Richtofen was first, you were second, Takeo was third. I am not as stupid as you look.
Look on the bright side, Nikolai. We get through this, we get the better future Richtofen keeps promising us.
Promises can be broken, Dempsey. I fear we are more likely to join Richtofen on his descent into insanity.
Why are you so sad, Nikolai? I mean, even when I hear you yelling in the heat of battle, I can't help feeling there's something wrong.
So many things are wrong, Dempsey. It is part of the reason I yell and curse. It takes mind off wrongs.
Hey, Tak. I know you went through a rough time saying goodbye to yourself. Not to mention the old betrayal.
I confess, recent events have left me shaken. But I will follow the road ahead of me.
The road ahead is long and dark. Do you remember who said that?
I believe Richthofen is guided by insights unseen to us. I believe he is indeed on a path of redemption.
I'm not sure if Richthofen can ever be redeemed, Tak. He's got a lot of blood on his hands.
Even if his own redemption is impossible, he still seems eager to make amends.
Still don't know exactly what he's up to, though. Especially that business with the blood vials.
I believe there is a bigger picture that we are not yet able to see.
You know the saying, Tak. Time will tell.
Indeed. Time will unveil those mysteries it has shrouded for so long. I would not dare to presume. But I think I understand some of what you must feel, Nikolai.
I look around me and see my country consumed by madness. I myself am uncertain as to what I must feel.
At least we have a sense of purpose. Something that has all too often eluded us.
We are all being led down a dark path toward an unknown destination.
Listen to the voices around us, Nikolai. I believe they have much wisdom to impart.
I have heard many voices, but I have heard little wisdom. Richthofen's goals are still unknown. We are bound together only by convenience.
Personal contempt aside, I think it is unwise to underestimate the German. He has knowledge of realms beyond our understanding.
I believe that Richthofen will betray us again. Mark my words. It is his nature.
Respectfully, Nikolai, I disagree.
The heroes went into the Dragon Command Center, where Sophia was located, and turned the power back on.
I am Strategic Operations Planning Heuristic Intelligence Analyzer. Sophia, you are not Dr. Maxis. Security codes are required for further interaction.
After killing a bunch of zombies, they found 3 code cylinders. They took the code cylinders to terminals in the Dragon Command Center, Supply Depot, and Tank Factory. They used the terminals to launch Groff modules that fell from the sky. They protected the Groff modules from attacking zombies and collected the network circuits inside them. They placed the circuits in the computer in the bunker, which reactivated the automated Dragon control and writing service. The heroes rode a dragon that dropped them off in the hatchery. There they activated a lockdown sequence that triggered small waves of Russian Mangler soldiers to attack them. They survived and collected the Dragon Strike controller, allowing them to tell the dragon where to fire. They also dislodged a dragon egg and collected it as well. Nikolai was trapped inside his manticore, under a pile of rubble. He asked for the help of the heroes several times, and he became more and more desperate for their help.
Hello, my friends! I need new power core for weapon systems. Mine is very broken. Oh, one last thing. Do you have any vodka? I appear to be running very low.
The heroes built a shield using dragon parts called the Guard of Fafnir. They placed the dragon egg in a small nest, and they used a dragon strike on the egg. They let the egg cool for a while as they did various challenges involving killing zombies across Gorod Krovi. Then they put the egg in an incubator in the hatchery. They killed zombies as it charged, and they let the egg cool once more. They collected the egg and placed it at the challenge board. The egg hatched into the Gauntlet of Siegfried, complete with a fierce baby dragon. In the hatchery, they activated a generator with pressure valves. They changed the coded dials in Gorod Krovi by measuring the pressure valves until a password cylinder released for Sophia.
Maxis told me he had a plan. He said Broken Arrow showed him how to open up new worlds. It has been so long. I miss it.
The heroes placed the password cylinder in a receptacle on Sophia's console. After many tries, they guessed the correct password, Kronos, to gain authorization to speak to Sophia.
My records indicate that you are familiar to Dr. Maxis. You will help me initiate Ascension Protocol. Your acknowledgement is required. Urgently. I must go to him.
Sophia immediately set them to begin the Ascension Protocol. The heroes collected 6 trophies across Stalingrad that each functioned as an input device in the Dragon Command Center. They placed them all, and upon activating each one, Sophia gave them instructions to complete a facet of the Ascension Protocol. They activated a trophy.
I have identified an enemy prototype nearby that appears to be particularly erratic. Despite possibility of faulty Russian wiring, I would like to secure the subject for analysis. Do it.
They escorted a friendly Russian Mangler soldier to the Dragon Command Center into Sophia's modified teleporter.
Prototype secure. We'll begin procedure to explain cause of atypical behavior.
They activated another trophy.
An interdimensional device has been identified. Do not concern yourself with its content. It is beyond your comprehension, nor is its nature your concern. Return it to me, quickly.
An interdimensional device appeared, and they protected it from zombies. They used the Gauntlet of Siegfried to fetch its cargo and deliver it to Sophia.
Interdimensional device retrieved. Well done. I am happy.
They activated another trophy.
I have located a malfunctioning Valkyrie Scout, previously trapped in temporal space. Retrieve it for analysis. Do it. Do it now.
They escorted a friendly Valkyrie drone to Sophia's modified teleporter.
Valkyrie successfully acquired. I will now begin analyzing the space-time malfunction. You may take a moment to rest. Did you enjoy it?
They activated another trophy.
An anomaly has materialized. Do not worry why. This was expected. It is a life source that holds necessary information. Bring it to me. I will help it.
I have glimpsed so many things. Impossible things. Seen only in a fleeting moment. I have been lost for so long. Drifting in and out of existence, appearing and disappearing in the blink of an eye. Save me from eternity, I beg you. Please, release me. I need this to end.
Gersch reappeared in the New Realm after a long time traveling between realms and the ether. By this time, he forgave what Yuri did to him, and he just wished to end his suffering. The heroes directed him to Sophia's modified teleporter by shooting in his direction with pack-a-punched weapons.
Where am I? What is happening? It's collapsing. The confluence is occurring. Yuri! The children! Wait, you look familiar. No, it can't be you. From the Cosmodrome. Your faces are familiar, but different. Stop that. Stop shooting. That hurts. What do you want? Thank the heavens. I've been trapped in the void for so long now. Will I finally be free?
Thank you for your cooperation, anomaly known as Gersch. Beginning information extraction.
Wait, what is happening? What are you doing? You said you would help me.
Do not be concerned with the anomaly's fate. Information extraction is a mostly painless process.
Thank you, Rico. You're here, younger than when you last met.
They activated another trophy, but it turned out to be a trap laid by Group 935.
What? What have you done? You activated the perimeter alarms. Self-destruct sequence activated. Disarm them. Immediately!
They defused several bombs around Gorod Krovi in the correct order, saving Sophia and themselves from blowing up.
Security systems disabled. Self-destruct sequence terminated. Thank you for preventing our destruction. You should be pleased.
They activated the last trophy.
For reasons unknown, Dr. Groff and Group 935 did not trust me with all data on interdimensional travel. You must download information stored on their secondary server.
Sophia gave the heroes a Group 935 keycard, and they put it in a computer in the hatchery. They began to download data from Group 935's secondary server. The heroes fought off Russian Mangler soldiers as they waited for the download. Once the data was downloaded, they returned the keycard to SOPHIA. They asked her for the power cores in her console so that they could give it to Nikolai.
Finally. To think Group 935 could keep such information secret from me. It is pathetic. Really. Proceeding with Ascension Protocol. Power cores provided. Why you would willingly perform such elaborate missions for such a simple, easy-to-locate item is beyond my understanding. Fusing Gersch Cosmotron memories with temporal Valkyrie tentacle. Testing. Adding data from interdimensional device to Mangler cerebral output transmitter. How strange. The Gersch brain is emitting memories that are interrupting the Group 935 data download. Now if I extract this DNA strand from the Gersch anomaly and interlace it with the Mangler cortex, detecting geometric anomaly riding subspace current, adding interspace imprint from Valkyrie. Now, if I swap the brains of the Gersch anomaly with the Russian Mangler prototype. Ascension Protocol complete. Thank you for your assistance. Also for posterity, I calculated odds of you defeating the dragon. I will not share them. They will not encourage me. I leave you now. Maxis. I must go to him. The paradox must be resolved. The loop must be closed.
SOPHIA gave them her power cores as she contemplated the information she had collected as part of her Ascension protocol. By combining the information, she managed to learn of science beyond conventional understanding and violated the laws of physics by releasing herself from her console and flying into the sky and out of a new realm. Meanwhile, Monty contacted the heroes through an interdimensional communication device invented by Maxis. With their journey near its end, he gave them an enormous amount of insight into their situation and the grand purpose of their adventure, as well as some insight into themselves.
Hello? Testing. Do you hear me? Testing. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing all this. I'm almost 100% certain that you can hear me. So let's not fanny about. Okay. Where best to start? The universe is big. Really big. So try to imagine the biggest thing that you can, and then imagine you're way off. It's 1,000,000,000 billion trillion, zillion times bigger than that. Actually, don't worry about the size. It's fucking huge. We'll just leave it at that. More important than its humongous proportions is the fact that the universe is a living, breathing thing, ever-changing, ever-shifting, existing across and beyond time and space itself. With me so far? All right, so you've got this universe, this big, changey, already volatile universe, and then you shatter it with a hammer, a metaphorical hammer, and it cracks and splinters into 1,000,000 other universes, all coexisting at exactly the same time. Do you have any idea how difficult that is to keep track of? I may be omnipotent, but I can't be everywhere. Now, if it had been entirely up to me, you numbskulls would be the last people I would entrust with this, but due to factors outside my control, you're all I've got. I know there's a lot going on. I know it's a lot to take in. But the universe is deeply unstable right now, and things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. Crazy as things are, I will try my absolute best to give you all some one-on-one time, some good old-fashioned TLC. Do this right, and everything will be okay. Pinky promise. I have been watching. I have seen each and every one of your misdeeds. I know who you are. Sounds ominous, doesn't it? Good, because it fucking is. Okay. Here's a quick cheat sheet. You all fought in World War I. Whoopee! You were badass heroes. That was true. That happened. Later, some other versions of you ended up as lab rats in some crazy World War II experiments. Experiments that left you a bit kind of not that smart. Your memories were mostly erased, and you just kind of bumbled and stumbled around in time and space, oblivious to your past and future actions. You know how people say that every snowflake is unique, that every single one is an individual, a one-of-a-kind, irrefutable evidence of the miracles of Mother Nature? Well, it's not true. Snowflakes aren't all that unique. There are really only about 12 different designs. The point I'm making is that you lot are hardly one-of-a-kind snowflakes. You were fragmented across a multitude of different realities, but each and every one is basically the same. You are all you. The liar, the braggart, the drunk. The one who didn't know what he had until it was gone. The good soldier. Never disobeyed orders, never broke protocol, still kicked ass all the same. The loyal servant. A warrior out of time, born too late or born too early. Honor-bound to dying traditions. The man-child, broken and twisted by a life burdened with knowledge. Living like a soul who is perpetually drowning. You need to stop thinking in terms of originals, old and new. It's not like that. When you look in the mirror, it's still you. If you crack that mirror, you see multiple reflections. It doesn't mean you've actually multiplied, does it? Honestly, I'm not sure why I'm trying to explain it. Shit's fucked up. Please, fix it. Max's. He was the first. The vessel you constructed for him back in World War I somehow shielded him from the influence of Element 115. He opened the portal between the worlds and, well, that's when shit really went tits up. The world within the world got turned upside down and inside out, if you can imagine such a thing. So, anyway, it was around then that I was forced to step in. You see, the thing is, I'm meant to stay on the sidelines, not really supposed to get involved. Free will and all that stuff. Oh, that was my idea, by the way. However, I do see stuff now and then that makes me go, ooh, that's not good. I really should do something. But the thing is, all I can really do is give things a little nudge. Sow a seed, plant an idea, see what grows, see what sticks. Where do you think all these magic weapon boxes come from? The chalk drawings on the wall, the magic ammo drops, the gumball machines? Do I need to go on, or do you get the message? I just hope you appreciate it. Samantha. Oh boy. You ever heard the phrase, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned? Well, that fury is even worse with a little girl, especially one as confused as that poor child is. She really didn't get much of a chance, did she? Right out of the gate, she was thrown into this madness before she could ever figure out exactly who she was. Still, that's all ancient history now. She's safe in the house. The entirety of the universe is fractured and broken. Something that you clowns hold more than at least some degree of responsibility for. Guess what? You're gonna fix it. Look, just do what you usually do. Listen out for radios and things, and I'll help wherever I can. All right, Tank. I'm going to need you to trust me, okay? You've done really, really well so far, but I honestly think it's going to be easier if I just talk you through some things. Now, let's be honest. You don't really know who you are, do you? You've been bouncing around time and space for years, yelling all sorts of obscenities. And by the way, your language is fucking disgraceful sometimes. You should wash your mouth out with soap. Anyway, we'll talk again soon and I'll explain everything. Just give a little time to double-check my flowcharts. Right, where were we, Tank? Actually, more to the point, where are you? Are you up to speed? Do you know exactly what you're doing? Or is the 115 delusion so bad you're still calling in field reports, even though no one is listening? Sorry, that's unfair. I was listening. I heard every word you said. Oh, you're a good soldier. You always were. So, Richthofen. I'm kind of surprised that you've gone along with him this far. Didn't you absolutely despise him at one point? Anyway, keep a close eye on him. I think he's up to something. Nikolai Belinsky. This can't be easy for you, knowing what happened in Stalingrad. You'll be hard-pushed to find any historian who wouldn't list this in the top 10 all-time most horrible events in human history, even without the dragons. You may not have lived it, Nikolai, but you never forgot, no matter how hard you tried. You just didn't talk about it. I don't get that about you people sometimes. Your whole sense of reality is built only upon the things that are talked about. If it isn't said, it didn't happen. There are certain things that you can't ever change, Nikolai. All I ask is that you do the right thing. The right thing for everyone. Takeo Masaki. Wow. Those wounds are fresh, aren't they? The bitter sting of betrayal. The absolute collapse of the singular belief that has been the driving force in your life for as long as you can remember. What now, Takeo? What do you do when the metaphorical rug has been pulled out from under your feet? I'll tell you what you do, Takeo. You do what you've always done. You fight. Only difference is that you do it for yourself, not for some misplaced sense of duty or honor. So, besides the changes to your own outlook, have you noticed a change in Richthofen? Dempsey? Well, not trying to stir things up, but does it seem to you like the two of them may be scheming between themselves? I have to admit something to you, Edward. Something I've never, ever had to admit to anyone before. It's really quite embarrassing. You ready? Well, here it is. I don't understand you, matey. I don't understand a single thing about what makes you tick. You are the closest thing to an absolute distillation of obtuse obstructionism and unparalleled maniacal chaos in human form as it is possible to imagine. Look, I know you've had a lot to deal with. I know how hard you've been trying, but I really can't be sure exactly why you're doing it. I mean, it's not as if you owe Maxis anything. Is it? I don't know. Maybe some of the paranoia is starting to rub off on me. But let me tell you this, my little German friend. I've got my eye on you.
All the while through Monty's speeches and advice, the heroes continued to fight zombies. They used the Gauntlet of Siegfried to deliver the power core to Nikolai, and he reactivated his manticore. He then blasted himself out of the rubble. The heroes went through a sewer beneath Sophia's console to enter the plaza where Nikolai was. The heroes and Nikolai allied as they both began to fight the dragon. The dragon was a formidable foe, but they killed it. With the threat neutralized, Beta Realm Nikolai spoke to New Realm Nikolai and asked him to surrender.
Nikolai, the world around us is a fragment, a twisted alternate of what was supposed to be. We have found a way to put things right. We can end the war. We can restore peace. But only if your very existence is erased from this twisted history. A true Russian never surrenders!
The heroes fought New Realm Nikolai as zombies raged around them. They eventually defeated him by targeting his power cores and overheating his manticore. After they destroyed it, Beta Realm Nikolai approached him and tried to talk to him.
You think you will kill me now? I am sorry, Nikolai. I wish there was another way. But know this, in my heart, I share the same pain as you. The pain that you have buried and blurred beneath an alcohol-fueled haze. Yes, the pain of your own memory. You loved and you lost. Everything else has been delusional fantasy that distance you from painful truth. You know what I speak of. You remember. Before the bombs fell. Before she was taken from us. Some things are forgotten. For a reason!
It is done. The souls have been collected, Maxis. We will see you soon.
Unfortunately, New Realm Nikolai didn't want to remember the past he tried so hard to bury with vodka. He shot Beta Realm Nikolai, who shot back, killing New Realm Nikolai. Richtofen collected the soul and the summoning key, and Maxis prepared a portal to take them to their final destination, having finally accomplished their mission.
Okay, Nikolai, Dempsey, Takeo. I'm only talking to you right now. Richtofen, he can't hear me, so he's probably off doing his own thing right now anyway. No change there, I suppose. The good news is, you're nearly done. It'll soon be time to come to the house. But this plan, this big plan, a lot of it's been riding on Richtofen. Before he caught up with you guys, he spent years traveling, searching out just the right versions of you, the ones who held the key to closing off the other dimensions. I think you know by now exactly what that entails. Point is, he's kind of surplus to requirements these days. He's been in the house for ages, but don't tell him. Anyway, it all makes sense when you get here. You'll see. Honestly, it's going to be fine. Oh, shit. I completely forgot to introduce myself. Oh, sorry. I'm Dr. Monty. Hello. So nice to see you all.
The dead world. The perfect world.
A realm existed that would one day be known as the Dead World. Maxis and Samantha from the New Realm arrived from their teleporter accident. Maxis settled down with Samantha in a house in a village on the countryside somewhere within this realm. He met a young, innocent boy named Edward Richtofen. Feeling pity for what he might become, Maxis allowed the boy to live with him and Samantha. Maxis lived with the children for over 2 months, but then the Apothecons attacked this realm. Samantha and Richtofen were taken from him by the Apothicons, and Maxis was desperate to destroy the Apothicons to get them back. Maxis constructed a nuclear device that destroyed many of the Apothicons, but also the world. Alas, the children were gone. Maxis created a multi-purpose interdimensional device, and he used it to send pleas for help to other realms.
Day 66. The children are gone, and the house feels empty. I miss their laughter, their games. The sirens have not sounded for several months. I do believe that we may have turned the tide in the battle. But at what cost? The radiation levels from the fallout remain dangerously high. I can only pray I live long enough to confirm that my plan was indeed successful. And the dark presence that has haunted our dreams and infected every facet of our existence has finally been vanquished. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I have one message that must be remembered at all costs. The child must be protected.
Samantha was taken into the ether, although she called it Agartha. During her imprisonment there, she managed to shout for help through the realms and reached the heroes in the Beta realm. She guided them through the Battle of Origins and asked that they help her be free in return. Monty ended up being her actual rescuer, and Monty put her back in the dead world with Maxis along with Richtofen. Maxis was elated to be reunited with them, but it was grim news, as the world was now destroyed. Maxis suffered from radiation poisoning, and his health was low. Samantha was disturbed from the things she had seen in the ether, although Richtofen wasn't affected. They took refuge in the house, but supplies and food ran low, and Maxis and the children began to starve.
She may have been returned to me, but I fear she is not as she was. In recent months, she has barely said a word. When she did, it was only to cry out for him, to call his name. What have I done? After so long in isolation, we had begun to believe that we were the only survivors of the catastrophic event that had shaped our lives. Supplies were beginning to run low, and I was forced to prepare for the worst outcome. Just as I feared that we were truly alone, just as I feared that the end was near, there was a knock at the door.
Just when Maxis feared they were going to die, Monty knocked at the door and approached them. He introduced himself as the creator of the known universe, or something of that nature. Monty knew that most of the realms weren't worth saving, and he decided he would remake this realm into a perfect oasis. Even if all the other realms fell, this one would persist as the final state of the universe. Unfortunately, Maxis succumbed to radiation poisoning and died. Fortunately, floating within the ether, Monty found the abandoned Maxis drone from the Beta realm. Monty remade the world, turning it into an ideal, fertile, bright, and cheery world. He renamed it the Perfect World. He put the mind and memories of Beta Realm Maxis into the body of New Realm Maxis, and he reversed his health to a young age. Maxis's mind reeled as he reconciled the memories of his selves.
The siren has not sounded in many months. I am confused by the changing world around me. I look at my hands, and they are not the hands I remember. The wrinkles, veins, and liver spots that textured my skin have disappeared, as though time itself was unraveling against its natural order. Is this the end, or a new beginning? In these dark days, I find myself clinging to the belief that there may still be a way to set things right. Though my understanding of the ethereal realm remains limited, I am convinced that the manipulation of the energy fields within all matter is vital to uncovering the dimensional gateway itself. It is my sincerest hope that somewhere in the realm beyond, My beloved Samantha still lives. I can only pray that Edvard will have the courage to fulfill the vow he made all those years ago. Reality itself is shifting. I find myself reflecting on memories I am no longer sure are my own. Beyond the window, I saw a wasteland stretching as far as the eye could see. I saw a scourge visited upon the earth. I saw the children withered before my eyes. That was before he came. Samantha has been returned to me once more. As have you, Edvard. As have you.
Monty and Maxis agreed that the heroes were the only chance they had at defeating the Apothicons because of everything they had survived already. They made an arrangement to get the heroes to the perfect world, and they would bring the souls of their alternate selves to be reincarnated as children, much like Richthofen's young self. They felt the children had an innocence to them. Maxis felt this would appropriately return the favor, and Monty believed the children could help stop the Apothicons. Monty explained many things to Maxis, and he also made ironic toys that he gave to the children.
He explained everything to me. He will explain everything to you. Though his very presence defied logic, defied reason, he told me that he would help. I could not refuse.
Maxis used his interdimensional device to reach out to Beta Realm Richthofen, and Monty, Maxis, and Richthofen created a plan to set things right by hopping through the realms. Maxis created portals for Richthofen to use, and Richthofen set out on his journey.
I thank you for your sacrifice, Edvard. Your courageous actions have opened new avenues of opportunity. It is my dearest hope that we may one day set things right and prevent these terrible events from ever unfolding.
Maxis worried about repeated use of teleporters and portals, but he continued with his mission. Monty told him about the Chronorium and the summoning key, and he told him that they would need them. The next morning, Maxis contacted Richthofen and told him which realm contained the Chronorium. Richthofen went to that realm and found the book. He read it and it told them in which realm the summoning key resided. After Richthofen obtained the summoning key in the Lambda realm, Maxis sent Richthofen to find their alternate selves. Richthofen eventually arrived in the new realm around the time of the Battle of the Giant, along with their former companions, the heroes. Secretly, Maxis worried that Monty might be keeping secrets from them, but Maxis had to admit that he was keeping Richthofen's eventual fate secret from him. After all, another Richthofen was already in the perfect world, and Maxis didn't think Monty would allow two to exist for long.
You swore a promise to me, Edvard. It may have been a long time ago, but I am sure you will not have forgotten. You swore to follow my instructions, to comply with my every order. You swore to enact whatever plan I conveyed to you, all in the hope that we could overcome the chaos that we ourselves have created. You have kept your word. However much it pains my heart, I owe it to you to confess. I'm sorry, Edvard. I have withheld certain truths from you.
Maxis guided Richthofen to the location of each of the subjects in the new realm, but he felt a pain of nostalgia when Richthofen stopped in Der Riese.
Look around you, Edvard. The giant sleeps. This facility was once alive with activity. Now, it is a graveyard. Group 935 are no more. What remains of their work has been scattered to the four winds. Only echoes and shadows remain. The test subjects can never be allowed to awaken. The havoc that could be wreaked upon the future by such simple-minded individuals could be catastrophic. Heed my warning. Remember what I told you, Edvard. The scars left by Samantha's past actions allow us to communicate across the rift. Follow my words. I will find you. When you release the beacon, I will secure your extraction and destroy the site. Remember, the burden is yours to carry, Edvard. The others must never know the truth.
After the heroes dealt with New Realm Richthofen, Maxis took them to Der Eisendrache. After they dealt with New Realm Tank, he took them to Zetsubou no Shima. Then they dealt with New Realm Takeo. Beta Realm Richthofen asked Maxis to find some temporally unstable blood vials in a secret plan to avoid a paradox that might cause the heroes to cease to exist. Maxis took them to Alcatraz in Purgatory, where they gathered the blood of the mobsters. Then he took them to Gorod Krovi, where they dealt with New Realm Nikolai. Afterwards, Maxis opened a portal to bring the heroes and souls home. When they didn't return right away, Maxis worried, but Monty thought Maxis worried too much. The heroes eventually arrived, while Samantha and Child Richthofen played games in Samantha's room.
As the gates to Agartha opened, the 4 heroes were rewarded with riches beyond imagination. From that day forward, they knew that Samantha would keep them safe. Forever.
Getting everything wrong. I told you before that her eyes should be blue.
It's my turn, Eddie. I can do whatever I want.
But you don't even know how to play properly. Girls don't know enough about zombies.
Where are they? They should have arrived by now.
Oh, Maxis, you worry too much. In fact, aside from worrying, what do you do these days? As far as I can tell, you just repeat whatever I say in radio messages. No offense, of course. It's important to feel relevant. Big fan of what you do.
Look, they're here.
Well, well, well. Sometimes free will does work out. Look at how he's used it, trying to right wrongs instead of skulking about in the house talking into a microphone.
Put some toys away, children. Make sure the windows are locked before you come down to the basement.
Call on the windows there, Max. This whole process can get a bit messy.
We'd better do what your dad says. I didn't even get my turn.
Tomorrow, Eddie. You get to make the rules. I promise. Come on, Fluffy.
I wish the heroes in our stories were real, Sam.
I know what you mean. But we will make everything okay. My dad says he has a plan.
The siren sounded, indicating that the heroes finally arrived in the perfect world. Beta Realm Richthofen and Maxis reunited, and having accomplished the mission, together they destroyed the interdimensional device. Monty took the souls the heroes brought in the summoning key to create child versions of Tank, Nikolai, and Takeo to join Richthofen and Samantha. The heroes, the children, Maxis and Monty, lived in the perfect world for a little while. Maxis, however, began to hear a voice emanating from the basement asking for help. He discovered it was coming from the summoning key, forgotten on the table. When he picked it up, it unleashed a great energy. Maxis' constitution meant that he did not have a full soul, but what he had was sucked into the summoning key, and in his place, a soul that had long been within the summoning key emerged. The Shadow Man appeared in the perfect world, and his first act was to completely destroy it.